Hey everyone, welcome to the Misanthrope channel, my anti-social platform for discussing all things music related. If you're new, please make sure to like and subscribe, and please send me suggestions for artists to cover in the future in the comments below. Thanks and enjoy the video. When Rae Jepsen released her third studio album, Emotion, it was a milestone and a turning point for the Canadian pop star. After the success of Call Me Maybe and a 3-year hiatus, Jepsen went on a writing streak and came back with over 200 songs that got narrowed down to 15. The album brought in a string of creative collaborations like Dev Hynes, Rostam from Vampire Weekend, and Peter Svensson from The Cardigans. Not only is Emotion a criminally overlooked and underrated classic, but is also a delightfully infectious and catchy, well-thought-out masterpiece. The album serves as a case study for how well nostalgia sells with its sound that drew from 80s pop, and it also showcased Jepsen's impeccable songwriting abilities. As a music consumer who is fascinated with public perceptions of style, fame, and audience, Emotion will always be a body of work that is eternally compelling to me. Pop music has a complicated legacy. Too many people have the misguided perception that pop cannot be cutting edge or a space for artists to grow and cut their teeth creatively. People primarily view pop music as a genre that is generic, chart-topping, and commercial, with mildly catchy hooks and choruses that get stale after a first listen. But this entire album debunks every preconceived notion that pop music is a style that lacks substance. Rae Jepsen is an artist who has an authentic love for pop, not just as a sound or a style, but an idea.
A question for me, what it was that I love so much about pop music. And I love that it's hooky. I like that you can kind of sing along to it, and I love the communal feeling of like a great sing-along, but I really love when there's heart to it too. And I think the 80s, that era, tapped into something with pop that to me it's pop at its finest. I saw Cyndi Lauper play in Osaka 2 years back, and I heard her singing Girls Just Want to Have Fun, and I felt like I would put the song out right now as is without changing production or a thing. And I thought there was something to that, and it just got me not exactly wanting to make a period piece, but wanting to bring in elements of that era and find a way to make it my own.
Jepsen writes from the perspective of somebody who doesn't over-romanticize romantic love, but understands the pitfalls of it as well. The album tackles themes of lost friendships, unrequited love, and Jepsen's journey of coming back into herself after finally writing off the person that she lost herself in trying to please. What sets the album Emotion apart from its counterparts was that it was not a commercial success, nor did it chart. But Jepsen's sound is unapologetically pop, and the writing and the production have an undeniable kick that is enough to punch the listener in the gut every time they hear it. Who hasn't felt that undeniable adrenaline rush from the blaring sax that opens Run Away With Me? But for me, the significance of this album goes beyond that. Straight white men dominate the music consumer, critic, and tastemaker space, and the rest of us are rarely taken seriously, similarly to how Jepsen was viewed when people refused to look at her as anything other than the Call Me Maybe girl. I think that's one of the reasons why she's so revered by the queer community, because there comes a time when an individual no longer cares about entering a space where we are overlooked and not wanted anyway. And Jepsen's turning point was when she decided that she didn't owe the gatekeepers anything, and no longer needed outside approval or cared about being on the radio. And as a queer person, I resonate with that on a spiritual level, even if the struggle doesn't look the same. Jepsen never needed commercial success in order for her work to be heard. She could have easily gone the other route and compromised her artistic integrity just to get a spot on the Hot 100, but she's never been that type of artist. She already has a devoted audience that she wouldn't trade for the world, and that's honestly more than enough.